All right, it's time to drop some knowledge on you. This is going to be a buyer's guide giving you the insider information. Well, it's not that insider. It's just if you've been around tools long enough, you're going to know this the second you see it. But we're talking about this tool right here. Now, a lot of people like this tool. It's a real go-to because it's often value price considered. Well, when you consider what other options are out there when you talk about benchtop or even floor standing sanding units. It's often a lot of people's first sander in their shop. But there's something you need to know about this sander because it has kind of a dirty little secret. And I'm not talking about the sawdust. I'm talking about the fact that there's a dozen or so companies that sell this thing. And I'm not talking about like versions of it. I'm talking about the same exact thing. Now we talk about OEM or white box or relabeling, stuff like that. This is one of the worst case scenarios of that, in that this unit is pretty much identical across the board. And I'm going to show you real quick so you can see what you're getting for your money at these different price points with these different brands. And it's not much different at all. So let's jump into it. We're going to talk about we're going to go from least expensive to most expensive, and I'm ranking it by MSRP. Why MSRP? Why not by sale price? Well, because sometimes not everyone's watching the video right now. And somebody watches the video a week, a month, a year later, those sale prices aren't going to be in effect. And I want to give a honest apples to apples kind of comparison. If you catch it on sale, good on you. And just kind of spoiler alert, basically get the best sale price out there. Don't worry about the brand. Consider the sale price and consider warranty and returns. All right, that's what you should be looking at with these. That's pretty much the whole video right there. But we're going to jump through them just the same. So we got the Grizzly. Again, they're 4x36 horizontal and vertical belt sanders with a 6-inch disc. They're all going to have the same speeds, essentially. Now, some of them will say they have different speeds. I found they all say they have the same base speed, but at the top end, they're going to vary, which is weird because they all have the same motor and they're direct drive. So it's not like there's gearing or something involved. So it's a little confusing. Maybe, again, maybe there's something else going on. I guess for the belt sander, they're not direct drive. For the disc sander, they are. But at the end of the day, they're identical. Okay. The one significant difference, and let me pull this one back up. The one significant difference you'll see is this faceplate. There'll either be a left-right facing switch or an up and down switch. Personally, I'm team up and down. But that's just me. I like being able to just casually flick it off. I don't have to curve. Like something's going wrong, I don't want to reach around underneath and flick it. That's just the way I prefer. At the end of the day, I don't think it really matters. But one thing you can tell really easily to tell that these are all the same is this faceplate here that we're talking about. That's this part. If I can get there we go. Get the mouse over it. That faceplate is it's a 3-screw, and you would expect it to be a 4-screw, but it's not. Anyway, let's jump through it. $107 is the current sale price with $20 shipping, but $120 is the list price on the Grizzly unit. But you get it in green. That might be the selling point for you. Which color can I get it in? Now we've got over at Menards, this is the Performax. It's, again, 4.3 amp, 4x36, 6-inch disc. All the same, you're going to notice that the bevel, everything over here, the guide on this, they're all going to be the same on this. The release switch, the adjustment knob. The only thing different that I notice is some of them have a very pronounced orange peel on it because it's a cast iron base. And some of them appear to be smooth. I'm not sure that's the way they are in real life. If you have one of these that has the smooth appearance, I would like you to comment down below and go, yeah, mine is smooth. I don't know if it's steel versus cast iron or if it's a case of they're just using a rendered photo rather than using an actual photo. But anyway, let's go through. So Menards, you can get it for $106.79 after the old Menards 11% rebate. Now remember, if there's a Home Depot or something around you, you can get that 11% off rebate through them, but it's only if they carry the same thing, and well, they don't. So the next one up is over at Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight's got their Bauer one. They recently updated to the Bauer in this belt sander model. $120 on this one. That's the standard price, not the sale price. There is a sale going on this weekend right now. This would get the 10% off on that. Not a huge sale, but it's something. And again, this is going to be team side switch rather than up and down switch. And this one it looks at first like it's smooth, but you get in close, it's got the orange peel look on the base. But again, same adjustment knob, same release knob, same stop over there. The miter gauge, everything is identical on these. It's just always, if you want to see in the vertical position, here it is, and they're all going to do the same thing. And I'll say this, they're quick and easy to do this. They are. They're really convenient. They have some dust control over here. I will say this, not the best dust control I've ever seen, but there is some, so that's saying something. Then we got over at Amazon. Currently, the best price going is the Win 6502T 4.3 amp. Again, same specs, same exact specs. You're looking at $100 cast iron with free shipping, free delivery, and free returns on this item. So, like right now, I think that would be the one I'd pull the trigger on, even though it's a side switch model. Then we can go over to the PowerTech on Amazon. That's the same one. No, that's not the same one, is it? Okay, this is the Performax. This is the PowerTech. They look very similar. They all look very similar. Again, you're looking at $139, $140, and this is basically the standard price on this. I don't know how they sell these things. And then we've got Eastwood. Eastwood has their own version, and it's currently 107, call it what it is. Down from 140, but you're going to have to deal with shipping. I'm not sure. I've never ordered from Eastwood direct, so I don't know if it's free shipping or whatnot, but I doubt if anybody's going to buy this. At the same point, you could buy the Win for $100. So why would you do that? I don't know. There's a good view of the exhaust port on this. You can see there's the belt drive on the back. All right, and next up we got Ryobi. Now this is on Amazon. If you decide to go green, don't buy it from Home Depot. Home Depot, it's $200 right now. So the best case sale price at Home Depot that you'd have to wait out would be the regular everyday Amazon price. Let me check some tracking on this real quick. Yeah, I don't have much on it. But the one thing I will say, though, this is not sold by Amazon. This is ships from Bronco, sold by Bronco. Sounds like a company out of a movie, isn't it? Bronco, don't they sell Gatorade kind of stuff? It's got what plants need or something like that. Electrolytes. Is that Bronco? Anyway, let's also take a look at the Genesis now. Again on Amazon. This is sold by Amazon. It's $131.52. And again, you're just looking at your color choice. We got the Ryobi is team up and down. I do like that about the Ryobi. Also, the Ryobi has something different. It's got a cover plate for the end of the unit, so you don't, I guess, get caught down in there. All right, Ryobi adding a little bit of safety there because they know Ryobi users. I kid, lighten up. It's just a joke. Anyway, all the rest of them, though, I think is essentially the same so far. All right? And all the rest of them, also, I should point out, are sold by Amazon. Now, Skill, shipped by, sold by Amazon, okay? So you get full warranty on this with Skill. Slightly different. This is like the first real outside the box here when it comes to these. It's not that far outside the box. It's basically just kind of leaning over the edge, looking outside. But if we look at it, it's got a different plastic molding. Look at that. That is completely different plastic. It's a facade, but it's different. And then the plate down there is different. And I will say this, I prefer that switch over all the other switches. That's an easy slap down, turn it off kind of switch. Lift on, slap down rather than the little toggle switch. Much better on any kind of power tool. I think all power tools should have that style, maybe not necessarily that specific switch, but just the slap paddle off or the emergency release you hit with a button kind of thing. Not that you're likely to get too out of control with a belt sander, but it could happen. Weirder things happen in the shop. You're looking at a MSRP on this of $179, and it's on sale right now for $135. And that $179 is not a joke on this one. It does sell probably for about half the time at that price, and then it'll step down in price for a while, get less and less, and then it'll jump back up. The cheapest it's ever been was right around Christmas last year. It hit $129. All right, next up, we've got the Rikon. If you want to go with Rikon, here's a big name, and you're going to pay a big price, $207 on this. What a ridiculous price for the exact same piece of equipment, which is weird because it also normally sells for like $173. The best sale price on this has been $118, but that was back in 2014, so you might be waiting a while for this. Again, it's team side switch, and the switch is off to the side, which is odd. But again, all the rest of it is exactly the same. How about Dayton? Dayton's got, and for those of you who don't know, Dayton, the brand, used to be a big brand. Used to be like a solid, tried, tested and true, American-made power tool brand. And it's now a zombie brand that's owned by Grainger. And this is sold at Grainger. This is Grainger's house brand now. So what we're looking at here is, again, half horsepower, 4-inch by 36-inch, exact same specs as it were. It's team side switch as well, and it's also team side switch off to the side. I don't know if that makes a difference to anybody. Kind of like the white, it goes with my cabinets, and you can order that for the low price of $249. Okay, here's one thing I'm going to throw out, just for giggles. If you wanted to step up a little bit, not from this. This option is going to be significantly cheaper than this. And that is if you went with something from Buck Tool. Now, full disclosure, Buck Tool has sent us stuff in the past, not this one specifically, but if you go check out Brad's Workbench, I know he does mostly TikTok these days, but back in the day, he actually did tool reviews, and when he wasn't selling his tongue wax, and I like Brad. Brad's a good guy, but anyway, just give him a hard time. Anyway, he got one of these and reviewed it and couldn't say nicer things about it. What you're getting here is a 4x36 belt with an 8-inch, not a 6-inch. So you're stepping up to an 8-inch disc. You got a table there. You got a table on your belt. Your belt can go horizontal. Funny thing, look at this belt. That's got the same controls on it. The same controls. But it's made more forward back, and it's got a 3/4 horsepower engine under the hood. It's got the up and down switch, was the way it should be. It's running $189. Let me take a look at the tracking history. We don't got any there. That's my other one. I'll have to check the other one to see if it's any different, but I'm thinking that's a pretty decent price on that. Anyway, so again, you basically can choose your color, as it were, whichever one you like. They all kind of set up the same. What's the Bauer's? The Bauer, let me see if they're not going to show me a left facing. I can't see the power switch. I can't tell if it's up and down. What will I do? Oh, here we go. This one, nope, still no power switch. They took all these photos, and at every photo, there we go. There we go, side switch. I talked about that before, didn't I? Anyway, I'm rambling at this point. Somebody had reached out to me and asked me, hey, what do you think about this? And I had to point out, look, as far as I'm concerned, they're all the same. They really are. Whether you get the Harbor Freight or the Skill or the Grizzly or the $250 Dayton, you're essentially getting the same product under the hood, and in most cases above the hood, just a slightly different paint job. So pick the one that if you go into Harbor Freight all the time, you're always at Harbor Freight, you want to deal with that warranty, then go with the Harbor Freight. If you're a Grizzly guy and I want it to match all my Grizzly stuff, then get the Grizzly. If I had to choose one, I would just grab the Win. It's $100. At some point the Bauer may go on sale and it may be cheaper than get the Bauer. The Rikon, who knows? The Rikon, I think, what did I say, $120 or something at some point? Just grab the one that works for you. I will say though, do consider the Buck Tool. It's a step above this class for not much more money. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. If you got any questions or comments, put it down below. I'll try to read all of them and respond to the ones that need responding to. If you got anything else, let me know. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.